Hi, this is Jerry. I was a Jehovah's Witness for a long time. I did my share of the preaching work. But I have a challenge. What I'm looking right here. The biggest challenge of my life that I never knew. The Watchtower announcing Jehovah's Kingdom. When I was among these people, I did my share going door to door, proclaiming Jehovah's Kingdom, proclaiming that one day the world was going to change and we was going to live in peace, and it was going to start with Armageddon and the 1,000 years reign, and after that would be paradise. Those are three things I learned. But there's one thing on the bottom of this thing. It says announcing Jehovah's Kingdom. I thought when I was among them, the announcing of Jehovah's Kingdom was only one time. I never knew when I step out this organization and put down books in the literatures how many times they really announced God's kingdom. It was more than one time. I was shocked, mad, upset, angry, because I was being a false prophet, going door to door, announcing something that haven't even came true, or what the Bible told us not to do. Don't cross that line to be prophets, and finding out that I was a false prophet among Jehovah's Witnesses and the governing body. We was brought in 1970, so we only very knew about Jehovah's Witnesses. And when we went to the assembly, they was talking about something was supposed to happen in 1975. And my parents didn't, how you could say, ask the question what was supposed to happen. If they did, I would never been in this organization. My parents would have walked out, but they never asked, like a bunch of Jehovah's Witnesses. Or we were supposed to assume from the study that the Battle of Armageddon will be over by autumn 1975, and looking for the 1,000 years reign of Jesus Christ. How we know this was the Watchtower? You got the questions on the bottom. What may occur before 1975? What may occur? Signs that we're living the last days. The publications they put out before 1914. So what may occur is they were supposed to look at all the literature from 1968, books and literature that showing that 1914 was supposed to be the last year of this wicked world. And plus, there was a whole lot more predictions they made besides this one. They've been trying to say that Jehovah's Witnesses jumped the gun. They all was running around saying that the end of the world is 1975. Why would Jehovah's Witnesses run around selling their homes and telling the world was going to end? Oh, that's right. These magazines, books, and watchtowers, why are you looking for toward, which I'm not, that's part of that, 1975? Well, it's because you dummies put it in the magazines telling us the war was going to end on these dates. Otherwise, how in the world we would have known about 1975 if it wasn't put in your publications? And we wouldn't be selling the homes and giving the home money for selling the homes to society, so we could preach to the end of the 1975 to bring in thousands more people so they wouldn't die, because we love the truth so much. We gave up all our stuff to preach the last days, to try to bring in people so they wouldn't die in September 5th, 1975. So what they did in 1914, they put information just like they did in 1975. The times of the Gentiles will end within AD 1914. They predicted the world was going to end in 1914. And also they said the world was supposed to end in 1875. When that fell, they said they moved it from the beginning of 1875. They changed it to, but they changed it from 1875, the beginning, and the last days was 1975. But the history, what I read, there was another date before 1875. They said that was the beginning, and 1875 was the end. So you see, they was moving dates around because the fall prophecy was wrong. Besides using the Bible, they use the Pyramid of Giza, and they try to use, there's the word 1914. Now, there's no other religion use 1914 except Jehovah's Witnesses. They try to say, they use this pyramid to prove that 1914 was the end of the world. And this didn't fit. This stone Bible, what they call it in their magazines, predicted Jesus' birth, end of the world, and this was the stone Bible that they use. The Great Pyramid of Egypt, what they call it, the stone Bible. And who was the people that was calling the stone Bible? My goodness! The Tower Bible Tract Society, in Pennsylvania. In other words, they was Jehovah's Witnesses. But at that time, they was called Bible students. So they was putting out the stone witness. It's a wonderful stone they used to predict 1914. And they call it the stone Bible. Besides using the real Bible, they wouldn't use predictions of dates and seasons, because it says do not to do that. So they was using the pyramid for historic and prophecies. And call it the Stone Bible. Of course, they don't teach that no more, because when you find out that this information was a lie, later down the line, so they took it out of their teachings. But the real Bible students today, from Charles T. Russell, they still believe in the pyramid, because how I know, because I went on the internet and found the charts of the pyramid, which Jehovah's Witnesses that used to be in the Bible students used to teach this before they became Jehovah's Witnesses. In one of their publications, The Miracle in Stone, The Greatest Pyramid, and who was involved? The Watchtower. Well, you can call it the Watchtower, but that name was later on. It's called the Tower and Bible and Tract Society in Pennsylvania, which that was the headquarters before they moved to New York City. Another prediction, it was in 1925 when they said the world was going to end. They've written a book, and another book before that one. I think that book was written much earlier. It says now, millions now living will never died. Who published this book? International Bible Students Association, Brooklyn, New York, USA. This book is dedicated to the people now living on earth who despise life, liberty, and happiness. How can you have liberty and happiness when the world, we have so much crime, hatred, and all that? So there was no paradise, no nothing. But they preach that the world was going to end in 1975, and David, Abraham, and all those guys, faithful men and old, was going to be resurrected. Do you want the proof of this? Download this book, and you'll find the truth that's in it. PDF. Millions now living will never die. So my question is, if Jehovah God is God's name, then if paradise was supposed to start, then why it hasn't? So my question to the Watchtower, the governing body. Now in Jehovah's Kingdom, my last final question. How many times did you pronounce God's kingdom? One? No. Many times. Does that make Jehovah a God of truth? No. He will be a God of lie. So, if he's not is the God of lie, wouldn't that make him Satan in disguise? And since there is no J in Hebrew alphabet, so God's name really starts with a Y, H, W, H. So that means there's no way it could be Jehovah. So does that make Jehovah a false God? Yes, it does. So I was believing in a false God, doesn't even exist, and I'm ashamed that I was called a witness to a false God. Thank you.